Distance equals what? Not that.
Do it, it's fun.
X minus X squared plus Y minus Y squared.
Yeah. X minus X squared plus Y minus Y squared. Okay, how about the midpoint formula?
I forgot. X minus X over Y minus.
It's like a policy.
X plus X. So the midpoint means middle. So the X coordinate is in the middle of the two X coordinates. So you average them. The Y coordinate is in the middle of two Y coordinates.
Kind of hurts.
Okay, guys, time to be quiet. We're going. And then we did slope formula too. What was the slope formula? Rise over run.
X minus X.
Rise is the change in Y's, run is the change in X's. Slope. Okay, mostly it's these first two. This is not really the new thing today, but it's kind of needed for the new thing, new-ish thing. We're kind of combining this with the squares stuff, squares and rhombuses and that stuff. Okay, so we're not going to do the whole thing, except for Emily. We're just going to do, on the first page, we're not doing 7 through 12.
Let's go.
Just a little bit too much repetition. On the second page, we are not doing 15 through 20. But we're doing, and then we're doing everything else.
And then we're going to what?
Do everything else. So, on number 1, it says, find the distance between the pair of points. So how can we find the distance on number 1?
So it'd be,
No, we're not doing the slope.
it'd be X. Wait, no.
Kind of. Plug what in exactly.
-5 minus.
Okay, what is that leftmost point?
-5.
-5, 5. What's the rightmost point?
Negative.
No, 1, -2.
Okay, so to find the distance, the length of that line, we could use the distance formula on this. So it's x minus x squared plus y minus y squared.
What'd you get?
The directions do say round your answer to the 10th place, but we're going to stick with the square root answers instead.
No, please.
Those two. Okay, so this one comes out as square root of 85, which does not simplify. Because it's like 5 times 17. So anyways, that's it. Square root of 85 is probably like 9.3 or something like that. 9.2. Okay, number 3. So we could use the distance formula on this, but you can also use Pythagorean theorem, because that's basically what the distance formula is. So on number 3, without drawing the whole thing, how much is the line dropping? 1. And how much is the line going over? 2. So you could use Pythagorean theorem as well, so it's like 1 squared plus 2 squared equals c squared. See how it makes a little right triangle when you draw a horizontal and vertical line?
Yeah.
So what's 1 squared plus 2 squared?
3 squared.
5. Now what? Square root.
Please stop.
Please don't break my heart.
Actually, my word. Got a song for all occasions. Here's a challenge, Paxton. I'll say a sentence and you gotta think of a song to go with it.
Alright, I'll try.
Penguins live in Antarctica.
Penguin.
No, I didn't say make up your own song.
Is there actually a song made up like that?
No, he didn't have to think of us. No, he was just making something up.
Don't bring me.
Penguins.
And he goes, he didn't even let you really finish. He just goes, penguin.
Okay.
Don't bring me.
Number 5, we probably don't need the. How long is number 5?
It's not.
It's 4. Because it's a straight line, we don't really need any.
No, it's really just like.
Just count it over.
Wait, would that be the same if it was vertical?
Yeah. Okay, number 9 is the midpoint on the back. Number 9 on the back.
Oh wait, I thought we were skipping that.
On the back, on the next page. It starts counting over again. Okay, so for the midpoints, you add the x values, so -4 plus 5 over 2, and then you do the y values over 2. -4 plus 5 is 1 over 2, and 4 plus -1 is 3 over 2, which does not reduce or divide.
Love you too.
Okay, number 11, x plus x over 2, y plus y.
3 over 2 plus
Oh, wait. That's
Oh,
really
man.
awkward.
1 over
That's very
2.
awkward.
Yes, I can. Don't bring
He
me.
never says
What?
nothing. Emily's just being goofy. Because you put an X in the wrong section. No, I thought you meant we skipped that whole section and I got excited.
I wasn't even paying attention and I knew he wasn't talking about the whole section.
It's quiet time. Okay, 13, 5 plus -4 over 2, and 2 plus -2 over 2. 5 plus -4, lots of fractions on these. 1, -1 over 2. Okay, down at the bottom, that's the actual new-ish thing. It's not really new, it's just kind of combining stuff we already know. I probably should have started with this, but what do we know about slopes of parallel lines?
They use the same slope.
Right. If the lines are parallel, they should have the same slope. What do we know about slopes of perpendicular lines?
They intersect each other.
What are perpendicular lines?
They do this thingy.
They intersect at a 90-degree angle. So what, you guys know what we know about the slopes of perpendicular lines?
It's gonna be 90 degrees.
Opposite reciprocals.
Oh yeah.
So that means
4
negative
over 3.
and flipped.
4 over 3.
Negative 4/3.
Let's
Okay.
look at- let's look at
So
my
if lines are parallel, they have the same slope. If lines are perpendicular, they have opposite reciprocal slopes. Okay, on number 1, it says the figure ABCD below is a square. What would you have to prove? What would you have to show to prove ABCD is a square? What makes a square a square?
2 sets of
Congruence? Yeah. Whoops. All sides are congruent. And 4 congruent So that's the easy part. The harder part, prove that ABCD is a square and show your work.
No.
Okay, how can we show that all sides are congruent? First off, let's identify what these points are. Where is A at?
0,
7.
8.
8.
0, 8.
I'm so proud of you.
Where is B at? Somebody else find C and D too.
B's at
6. 6. Haha.
C?
C40.
D?
-2, 2.
Guys, I wanted to create 6, 6. I know.
Okay, so how do we show all sides are congruent? How can we show all sides are congruent? What does it mean for sides to be congruent? They're the same what?
Distance.
Same length. So how would we show that they're all the same length? Distance formula. So we gotta show they're all the same length. AB is, and then we're gonna do the distance formula on this. So it's, remember, it's x minus x
Second part of
plus, yeah, it's still on number 1. The second blank on number 1. You need to write tiny because there's a lot to put in there.
Oh my.
Ah, holding my
I'm a little late.
Yeah, literally. Gargantuan one writing.
We have like 8 lines.
Oh gosh.
for reason a beautiful box that I drew.
Because we're going to show all 4 sides lengths and all 4 slopes, basically.
Perfect.
Okay. Do you guys get this one yet?
No.
No.
This is -6 squared,
It's all that.
36. This is 2 squared, 4. 36 plus 4 is 40. Does square root of 40 simplify?
No. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's 4 times 10, and 10 is, or 4 turns into 2. So it's 2 square root of 10.
10.
No, well, 10 is 2 times 5, but there's no doubles in it. So if there's no doubles, it doesn't simplify.
Jordan, you missed Mr. though.
Well, I just saw him last Friday, so, and the Friday before that,
That's true.
we hung out up in the booth.
Do you miss him being a teacher?
We talk about music.
Well, he was
Yeah.
Did you guys both
What's your
sing
favorite kind of music,
the
Mr.
national anthem?
We both. Yeah, that was me. No.
I knew it.
Wait, Mr. Jordan was singing national anthem, right?
Yeah.
I didn't know he could sing.
Wait, that was him?
Bro, how
He
you not
was-
notice?
Yeah.
He was in the
He talked about it all last year.
he was in the musical a few years ago.
Yeah, you're not in high
He
school.
played
You played the coach.
the coach,
Um,
singing coach.
Why
You
not?
should
who's
pass
your
your
coach?
music.
Who's your teacher best friend?
Mr. Smith.
I don't know.
Miss Plummer?
Mr.
I'm not gonna choose.
That's
Mr. Frederick.
that's
Okay, shh. Let's move on. So we gotta show they're all the same thing. BC would be 6 minus 4 squared
Miss Conrad for sure.
plus 6 minus 0.
Miss Stanley?
Okay. Well, they kind of told us this was a square, so we can cheat. We can cheat a little bit. What should this come to equal?
The same.
2 squared 10
Just
again.
kidding.
Oh, wait.
Okay, if we weren't sure it was a square, we'd actually need to make sure this all comes out the same, but they kind of told us it was a square, so.
This is a square.
Sorry.
Alright, so why don't you guys do all 4 of those? gotta show your work though.
Dang it. One thinks he's so.
Shh, hush.
Are you sad that football season's over?
Not really. Why would I be sad?
That's tough for you guys.
Oh, you mean that they didn't go to the playoffs? You guys didn't go.
No one wants that. There's still a poster out there that says playoff bound.
I know, yeah.
The
You
way
guys
the like
were-
balloon field goes like trash now in Norway.
Yeah.
11 wouldn't drop the ball. 11 was good and big.
Yeah, you only got one fumble out of them.
11 was a jerk.
Not really.
No, after the game we were
Bro, he came out with his shirt off and he was like, "What's up, guys?" Like flexing all of his abs. We're like,
Bro, it was
"Don't
like
be art."
it was
So
like
they
all
all
silent.
equal the same.
It was like all silent and it's like people were like crying and stuff like from marching like singing and stuff. And he walks over and like when everybody's quiet because we were doing like about to pray and he's like, it's all quiet and he's like he goes, I gotta take a S word. Like
Yeah.
really loud.
Yeah.
We're
Like
like,
right
bro.
before.
And then he was like, "Sorry, I'm thinking out loud."
And his coach was like, Xander!
Yeah, he goes, "Xander, shut up."
I mean, it's funny, but let's be honest, that was super disrespectful.
Yeah.
And
And
then
then
it's
he goes,
like when Coach Cloud was talking to us, and like people were all upset and emotional, and he's like runs over, guys, with his shirt off, guys, yo, you know what I just realized? Look at this, and he's like shows his helmet, he's like, look at all these scuff marks.
Yeah.
"Yeah, they were relevant."
Oh.
Okay, so that shows all the sides are the same, but we also have to show that the angles are like 90 degrees. So how do we figure out that those angles are 90 degrees? Well, if their slopes are perpendicular slopes. So we need to find the slopes of all. So I'm going to write slope of AB, BC, CD, AD. Okay.
Do you do this on every single one that are like?
This one actually is the most because squares
Stupid square.
squares have all sides and angles equal, so it's kind of the most. So how would I find the slope of AB?
This is not squares.
You,
Is that what his name
that one thingy.
Okay, you could use the slope formula.
Yeah.
Y minus y over x minus x, or you guys know the other way? You could count the rise and the run. So from A to B, what's the rise?
-2.
-2, what's the run?
6.
Yeah, it's going from 0 to 6. So the slope is -2 over 6, or
And it goes 6 new.
what's that equal to?
Oh,
-1/3. Okay. Now, if we didn't know it was a square or not, we'd have to actually check to find BC's slope to see what it was. But since it is a square, what should this, we can kind of cheat. What is this?
Negative
No.
1/3.
No.
1/3.
Oh.
Oh, -6. -6.
Okay. This is AB, yes. This slope is, well, oops, I drew it the wrong direction. This is AB. Its slope is -1/3. What should this slope be? Perpendicular.
Oh, 1/3.
Who's struggling with math?
Timmy, you liar!
Oh, 3.
90 degrees.
-1/3. Guys.
Positive 3 over 1.
Guys.
So it's +3.
I get it, cause yeah.
Perpendicular slopes, not the same slopes.
When do
Perpendicular lines have opposite reciprocal slopes.
Perpendicular lines have
So,
opposite.
what should be the slope of CD or DC?
The same.
-1/3. These are parallel. What should the slope of AD?
3.
That makes sense.
Okay, on number 2, I'm not gonna do it, but prove the following points create a trapezoid. Alright, so you need to draw this, by the way, A, B, C, and D. But what makes a trapezoid a trapezoid? How would you prove it?
5 times?
No. What makes a
One pair.
one pair of parallel sides, and also one pair of not parallel sides.
So is that how we do it?
So you can tell whether they're parallel by their slopes. So find the slopes of all 4 sides, and then 2 of them should be the same, and 2 of them should be not the same. So it's kind of like what we did on number 1, but just the second part. Okay, number 3. Prove or disprove the shape below forms a rhombus. What makes a rhombus a rhombus?
Okay, so you got
What makes a rhombus a rhombus?
one pair of parallel sides.
No.
Oh yeah, okay, so it's like
How do we not know what a rhombus
pairs
is?
of parallel sides, yeah.
2
No,
pairs of
no, that's parallelogram. What makes a rhombus a rhombus?
2 pairs.
No.
All congruent.
All congruent what?
Sides.
Sides. So we can prove this is a rhombus if we can show all the sides are the same. So we just have to show all the sides. Well, it says prove or disprove, which means it might
Oh, yeah, are we doing 2 or 3?
actually be. Yes. So again, I'm going to find the length of AB, BC, CD, all that stuff. So I'm going to do the distance formula. AB, x minus x, y minus y. 3 squared plus 1 squared is 10. So it's
Are we
squared.
supposed to like draw it on the ground or not?
Yes, they did put the graph over there for you to draw, yeah.
And you kind of already said it, so.
Roman, do you think I ever listen?
Probably not.
Exactly.
X minus x, y minus y. This one is 4 plus 4. So it's the square root of 8. Okay, so what just happened here? Vaccination. Okay, what just happened here? Okay, they're not the same. Is it a rhombus?
No.
No,
Disproven.
not a rhombus. Didn't go down by 2 also.
I like this one.
It's just somewhere decimal.
What do you mean you don't like this one? It was easy. Yeah.
Well, if this one's a rhombus, then if my calculations are correct, this one has to be a rhombus.
What?
This one has to be a rhombus.
It says it's a trapezoid.
Or,
The calculations all.
So we have to draw that? Like on 3?
You can't draw it
Yeah.
This will take you
You can or yes, you
forever.
can't.
Yes. Why do you think they put that over there so you could draw it? Yeah.
But it's not a rhombus.
Doesn't matter.
For keeps you giggles, Mr. Jordan.
don't cry.
Don't feel like it.
every day. Aww.
Don't think that's a heart.
Definitely not a trapezoid.
No, it is. They said it is.
See, that one makes more sense than the other one.
3, they said it may not be. You have to find out if it is or not.
Might have done this wrong.
Is it supposed to be square? Or triangle?
Well,
low key, it kind of looks like a rhombus. Mine does. Yeah.
Of course it does.
No, a trapezoid.
Oh, it's also trapezoid. You did that so wrong.
Oh my gosh, it makes like the thingamajig.
What'd you say?
It makes the thingamajig.
Oh, there's more.
I need help with my shapes.
It's a jig.
Oh, you made it fun.
I said thingamajig.
I'm confused.
Well,
now.
you think I would say that?
Yes.
What's that?
You've already said it.
Stop.
Bro, yeah. Stop gaslighting Jaden, guys.
Oh, see, I marked the right spot and I just didn't know.
Oh.
Same. I didn't know.
I forgot the fishing.
Thank you, Cody. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh my
Said it again.
goodness.
Said it again.
You took off the fishy, Lennox.
Oh, sweet.
Okay, so this is the last one. This is the second one on the last page. I went ahead and drew the ABCD thing. So what shape does that look like, clearly? Rectangle. They're not really asking us to prove it's a rectangle. They're just asking us to find the area and the perimeter. So how do we find perimeter? Let's start with that one. How do we find perimeter, the shape? Alright, if you guys aren't paying attention, I'll just let you do it yourselves.
No, Mr. Jordan, no!
No, we can. No, I'm paying attention.
Wait,
Willie's gonna start crying.
Mr. Jordan, no! You put her name on the board. I didn't do anything.
You have to find the length of the sides,
So you have to do the
and then
distance
that'll help you find the perimeter and the area.
of each of them.
Yes.
And then that gives you.
What's a perimeter? What's perimeter?
The area around it.
Yes. And what's the area?
A
What's
squared plus
inside
B
of it?
squared.
And how do you find area of a rectangle?
You divide by the
No,
perimeter or
it's
farm?
side
Base.
times base.
Base times height. So you just multiply two sides together.
I don't know how much.